Hello, party people. This is the Wordman, Gary Lime. And this is the Wordman Friend of a Friend game show. Very excited. We got people right there in the background. I don't think they're happy about it.
No, they're all staring at us. It's
they
okay,
are.
though.
Yeah, fuck that. They ain't shit.
We're all sweaty out here. You know better than me.
It's all sweaty. I'm here with a very special guest, my good friend, comic book extraordinary, artist extraordinaire, Mr. Kenny Millien. Kenny, say hello to the good people.
Hello, good people.
We are in... Did we forget that the flat? We're by the Flatiron building. You can see it right. Can you see it right there?
Yep, under construction.
Under construction still.
Being refaced, I guess.
I don't know. It's weird because like it looks cool with the construction. I think it's the only building that actually looks good with construction and without construction.
They're not making any more John Wick movies, so
no,
they can work on that.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Not that they're working. We have this.
Refacing.
There's a
eventually.
thing. There's a thing in New York where you have this theory that I don't know how familiar you are with this theory that construction jobs are not construction jobs. They're just jobs constructors say they're doing.
Like it's a front.
Yeah, exactly.
I know they have to spend a certain amount of money, otherwise they don't get the same budget next year.
Exactly,
so
right.
There's a lot of
so they quadrupled
construction.
Yeah,
you know.
Anyone who's ever taken the R train knows exactly what that is. Where all of a sudden it's there's no local train in Brooklyn for 2 months because of construction. Meanwhile, when you go past the local line, you don't see a single orange vest. You don't see a single hard hat. You don't see a single motherfucker down there doing a single motherfucking thing.
It's funny, it is always the R train.
It is,
Both directions, no matter which borough you're in.
Exactly. So that's why every weekend there's no local train.
Yeah.
Which is fucking infuriating, but I digress because that would just get me mad. And it's too hot to be getting mad. You can see just the buckets of sweat. It's
too
terrible.
Hot to sweat more.
Too hot, yeah, too hot. No need to get me angry to sweat further. You know, like I'm sweating plenty. But this was for a reason. This is the Wordman Friend of a Friend game show. And the contestant for today's game is a good friend of mine. He is a drummer, guitar player. I think he plays the guitar. Drummer, guitar player, trumpet player, excellent trumpet player.
Okay.
He's in several bands.
Played the trumpet badly for like 6 years.
He plays the trumpet very well for more than 6 years. A good friend of mine named Stevie Seaweeds. Stevie, what up? He was in a band, or is in a band, whose name I have forgotten. I'm very sorry, Stevie. But everyone
Let's just
in the...
call them the Seaweeds.
Well, because they weren't called the Seaweeds. They were called... I'm sorry, Stevie. I forget the name of one of the bands he was in, where they all had aquatic-themed names. So it was like Sammy the Squid on bass.
Okay, who...
and he was...
ties people to cinder blocks?
Yeah, something like that. And he was Stevie Seaweeds on the drums.
Okay.
Or Stevie Seaweeds on the trumpet, one of the two. And then I think the band went its own way, and he was like, Stevie Seaweeds is a great name. I'm not giving up on that.
No, that's
to which I say, word, excellent job. And so everyone just knows him as Stevie Seaweeds. To this day, I don't know his last name.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. I genuinely don't know it. Like
Seaweeds.
I assume it's Seaweeds, you know? So the way this works is I have a bag of stuff here.
Behold my stuff.
For Mr. Seaweeds. Mr. Seaweeds is not here. However, Kenny is. So here's the way it's going to work. I'm going to ask Kenny a question. Kenny gets the question right. Stevie, you get the bag of stuff. If I ask the question and Kenny gets it wrong, I get the bag of stuff, and Kenny has to give me art lessons. Because if there's one thing I am not good at, it is drawing. Kenny is an excellent comic book illustrator. So if he gets this question wrong, he's going to have to suffer through teaching me how to draw. It's going to be tough.
I'm going to do my best.
That's what he says. So best of luck. But before we can ask the question, we have to show what it is we're playing for. As our motorcycle's going. Not a Harley. Not playing for a Harley. I ain't got that kind of go-up. So before we can show you what's in the bag, we got to see what it is we're playing for. So if you would be good enough to hold the camera, Mr. There we go. And I'll show you what we got in the bag here for you.
Behold the stuff.
Yes. So it's a common thing on the Wordman Friend of a Friend game show, because I've done like 4 dozen of these.
4 dozen? Holy
Dude,
shit.
it's just this thing I keep doing, and then it's like, why am I doing it? And I just haven't stopped.
Because you keep getting stuff.
Because I spend more money on my friends than myself. That's why. But one thing I get all my musician friends is I get them staff paper.
Ooh.
So,
boom, 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 boom.
So as you can see, staff paper, full line pages, because every single musician I know complains about how difficult it is to find staff paper.
Okay.
And now normally, and this is a cool thing, normally I'll put like a bunch of like goofy crap on here, that way you can delineate it. Because, you know, like, if you get 6 of these, how do you know which one's which?
Yeah.
Shit like that. But I happen to know Stevie Seaweeds teaches music instruments to
Okay.
kids. He teaches music to kids and adults and other people as well. Very successful, I'm told. And so, if in the event you don't want this, Stevie, you can then give it to one of your students. That's why I didn't design it.
Love the kids.
Yeah, we do it for the kids, much like the Wu-Tang. So we got this here for you, Mr. Seaweeds. And then we also got you other stuff.
You know, maybe after how many? 3 dozen?
4 dozen.
4 dozen?
Yeah.
It's time to invest in a gimbal.
No. Well, I'm not spending any more money on this bullshit game show than I already do. We got you this excellent Basquiat print. It is the one titled Trumpet. It is alleged to be about Dizzy Gillespie, although he neither confirmed nor denied that. Funny enough, Basquiat also did another painting with Dizzy Gillespie in it. That's neither here nor there. I was talking to you earlier about the fact that I have like 150 Basquiat prints I've been trying to get rid of. Whole long story I'm not going to go into here. But I was like, well, what do you get? What Basquiat print do you give your friend who plays the trumpet? You get him the one where Basquiat drew someone playing the trumpet. So you got that coming to
Be
you.
grateful he is a friend with moderation.
Yeah, because I could have just
control.
dropped the fun fact, by the way, as I reach in my pocket. It's also the same one I have on my wallet.
Ooh. Oh, I like that.
Nah, that's my wallet, though, not yours.
You sure?
Yes. Well, it has little monies that's in there. I trust you, it can be yours. Oh, so I had gotten rid of a bunch of books earlier in the year. Did a big book purge. And so I text everybody like, hey, here's a picture of all the books I'm getting rid of. Let me know if you want anything. Stevie was one of the first people to respond. Stevie's like, hey, man, if you got a copy of that extra copy of Amiri Baraka's Blues People, you can send it to me. I was like, word, Stevie, I got you. This was in January.
Okay.
A little while ago. Yeah, a little while ago.
Just a little.
And honest to God, I thought I already mailed it. Like, convinced I already mailed it. And then my nephew, Josh, was like, hey, you never sent that Cloud Atlas book I asked for. I was like, what are you talking about? I mailed that like in February. You're lying. You don't know what you're talking about. And then I found the box of all the stuff I was supposed to mail. And was like, oh shit, here's Stevie's book. I'm sorry, Stevie. You were supposed to get this book months ago. Don't worry, you're getting it now. It's an excellent book, by the way. Stevie knows this. It's an excellent book written by Amiri Baraka back when he was called Leroy Jones. It is all basically just a history of American music, history of Black American, told through Black Americans. Absolute requirement if you know anything about music history, whatever. Stevie, I know you know it. This is the most current edition of the book, so it's got all the extra forewords and intros and all that stuff. Great book, you're gonna love it. Highly recommend it. We got other stuff in here. My favorite record store, my favorite store in all of New York is Academy Records. So I got you a $15 gift card for Academy Records. It is 15, right? Yeah, $15 Academy.
We're not actually The Price is Right, so we're not going to charge you tax for taking
No, we're not going to do that. It's my favorite record store. It's over on 18th and 8th. I think it's like 18th and 8th or 18th and 6th. It's in between Union Square and the Flatiron Building. So we're actually not too far from here. But it's like, if you get off at Union Square, it's like a 5-block walk.
That's nice to know, because we're considering a turntable.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's an excellent store. They have the best, like, they sell vinyl, they sell CDs, movies, DVDs, Blu-rays.
Okay.
Books on books about music. The staff is super knowledgeable. They have a really great selection of all kinds of music. They have people who work there who have really good taste. They are apparently known throughout all of New York as having the best classical music selection, and they have like the second best jazz selection.
So if you want a little
yeah, or if you just want to go and buy like 10 punk CDs, they'll have those there too. I got a bunch from my friend Kenny.
Okay.
And a great movie selection. I buy like all my movies there. The people who work there are really awesome. So we wanted to support good people who support good things, and we wanted to get our music friend more music.
Go get your Wu-Tang CDs.
Yes. Last but not least but not last, I was trying to figure out, so if you have a friend who plays the trumpet and the drums, and he likes jazz music because he plays good music, you have to go, okay, well, what's the one trumpet drum combo he would have to have? And that combo, if you know anything about jazz music, it's a very simple answer. It's Clifford Brown and Max Roach. Clifford Brown and Max Roach. Clifford Brown was the trumpet player from Delaware. Shout out Delaware, D-Ware, first state in the house. Clifford Brown was considered by many people to be the next great trumpet player, and then he died tragically at the age of 25 in a car accident. So very, very sad. It's a very famous story within jazz music.
Seems to be music in general.
Yeah, it's a lot of music in general.
This person's gonna be the greatest
ever.
crap you just killed.
You know what I mean? Died on the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And but he was also great because like he's famous for like he got Dizzy Gillespie off heroin. He got John Coltrane off drugs.
Oh, okay.
For the first time. Like he was known as not funny. It was serious. Like it's a thing where like he was known as being like the best guy ever. Like everybody loved him. Dies in a car crash or car accident on the Pennsylvania Turnpike at the age of 25.
All right.
Yeah, very, very sad because his music is bar none. You go, if this guy lived another 5 years, he'd have been the greatest trumpet player of all time.
Okay.
He predates Miles Davis by like 2-3 years,
Okay.
which is why Miles Davis hates his music. That's it, you're right there. It's just one of the greatest trumpet players of all time, greatest musician of Delaware.
A little bit of spite, the best motivator of all time.
Hate will get you places. There's wisdom. Hate
There it
will
is.
get you places. We'll make that the little theme here. So anyhow, Clifford Brown did about 3 or 4 albums with Max Roach. Max Roach is a very famous drummer, played on like everybody's shit, did a bunch of his own albums. Max Roach is one of these guys who kind of transcends the late 50s in like the late 50s kind of cool bebop style of jazz and goes into like the 70s free jazz movement. He's one of the few musicians who kind of like toggles that whole line. And they made 3 or 4 albums together. This is my personal favorite of theirs. It's just called Clifford Brown and Max Roach. It also
like
has
the Japanese edition.
It's actually, and fun fact, it is in fact the Japanese one. You can tell because it's got the little John on it, and it's because this was the better edition. This is the one where the quality of the recording is higher. Because I'm a super nerd about music, and if I'm going to buy music for my friend, I'm going to make sure it's the better version.
Fun fact: in Japan, they still go to Tower Records like it's the place to hang out.
Damn right it is.
It's always packed. I've been there a handful of times, and it's packed every time.
That's beautiful. That is hope for the world.
Yeah.
My favorite Clifford Brown song is on here. Dahoud. Dahoud is Arabic for David, and it's a great song, great album. Clifford Brown, I love him, I miss him, and Max Roach ditto. So we got all of that for you, and then we got you a bag too because I had to put it in something. You know,
The collection runs.
it's gotta be like I'm not gonna like juggle it the whole way, you know. All of that, sir, can be yours if and only if Mr. Kenny Millien here can answer this one question. Now, since we focus mostly on jazz, and our friend Stevie Seaweeds is a trumpet player. He's a trumpet player and a drummer. And shout out, he's in the band Love.gov.
Okay.
Great band. Got to shout out the band Love.gov.
Shout out to the band.
And he's played on several other bands as well. He's sort of like the trumpet player for hire for all these like really good like rock groups.
Okay.
But because he's such a great trumpet player, this question is going to be trumpet related. So before I can ask that, just a quick preface. Mr. Millien, how familiar are you with jazz music?
I think I can be familiar enough to help you out, because maybe like I like Gary, but I don't know if I want to give him drawing lessons.
It's a fancy way of saying like you don't know anything about jazz music.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so that means you don't know anything about trumpet players either.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
wouldn't say my knowledge is as wide as a trumpet player.
But you would feel insulted if someone said you knew nothing about a trumpet player. Fair. So that means this question is going to be about a trumpet player. Because that's how we play the game.
He's like, good, we're going to talk about the saxophone.
Phone, yeah. That's what I should have done. Oh, I should have set it up that way.
You named the
Oh,
5 greatest
man.
thimble players.
I
of all
should have
time?
been like, so Stevie's a drummer. Da 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 da. Drums. Okay, let me ask you this question about the trumpet. Shit. Now we're gonna redo the whole video just so I can do that joke. No, so this is gonna be a trumpet question, Mr. Kenny Millien, sir. Can you name for us 5 of the greatest trumpet players of all time?
Even better, I'll name 5.
Wisdom. Bars.
Okay, we have Miles Davis.
Woo! That's one.
Clifford Brown.
The great Clifford Brown, Delaware's own. Greatest musician to ever come out of Delaware. That's 2.
Shout out to Delaware. That part of Delaware.
That part of Delaware. Yeah, that part. Not all the parts. That part.
Roy Hargrove.
The great Roy Hargrove. He recently passed a few years ago. He was a great trumpet player. Right. He plays on all of the Common albums and the Roots. So anytime you've heard a trumpet song in a good hip-hop song,
Okay.
or anytime you heard a trumpet playing in a good hip-hop song, it was Roy Hargrove.
Okay.
We miss him very much.
One of the greatest hip hop groups in history, being blessed by a great trumpet player.
There we go. That's 3.
Louis Armstrong.
The all-time great, number 4.
Funny, one of the earliest musical reports I did in like 5th grade.
So when you were studying as a 5th grader about the trumpet, that's when you found out who Louis Armstrong was.
I don't know. The memory doesn't fully go back that far. 5th grade was a while ago.
A while ago. I have a really funny Louis Armstrong story, but it'll take too long, so we'll have to do that later.
That's going to be in the Patreon.
That's if you like and subscribe below, we'll include the video about the Louis Armstrong story Gary heard.
Share,
yeah. By the way, there's nothing I hate more than watching videos when they tell me to do that, and it's every video does that.
You know, people
as if I don't already know.
People are telling me their kids like talk to them like a YouTube video. They're like, "Hey guys," you're just like,
no.
Maybe we
The internet has ruined all people, much less children.
And it's like all bots now, which is weird.
Not even get into it. But Louis Armstrong, that was
Hit
4.
The Patreon.
Yeah. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Can you name us one more?
Okay. Maybe she played the trumpet the way she was looking at us.
Yeah, she looked at us funny.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We have Dizzy Gillespie.
Oh, word! Woo! Is that 5?
We did Miles Davis.
We did Miles Davis. Yeah, that's 5. Woo! Big round of a hand. Woo! Shaking the camera. Congratulations, Mr. Kenny Millien. And big congratulations, Stevie Seaweeds.
Come on down.
You know, I've said this before on these little, like, Wordman Friend of Friend game shows, of which I've done like 4 dozen for some reason.
Okay.
Like, it really does need theme music.
Yeah.
And the part that pisses me off is I'm friends with so many musicians, and never once have they been like, Wordman, here's your little theme music for your game show. For your stupid game show that you bother all your friends about.
And you call yourself friends.
You know what I mean? I can't believe all these, like, look, Stevie, you're getting all this stuff from me and I don't get a single theme song from you.
You can't make a theme song for Gary.
Just because you're too busy teaching children how to play music. Whoa boy. Oh,
for the community.
Helping out others.
Making the kids better. Who does that?
Apparently only Stevie. Stevie Seaweeds, sir, congratulations. All this stuff is yours. I don't know when I'm seeing you next. Steve and I have this weird thing where, like, I never see him for, like, months. And then it's a thing where I see him, like, every other weekend for, like, 6 months.
Okay.
And it's just this weird... You have friends like that where it's like you never see them and all of a sudden it's like he lives next door?
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is with Stevie. Where, like, I'll see him all the time for a good 2-3 months. And then it's like, all of a sudden I'm in my phone and I'm like, the hell is Stevie? He knows that because I'm sure he says the same thing about me to other people. Where he's like, I got a friend, Wordman. I just never know where he is. No, but Stevie, I don't know when I'm seeing you. So I'll text you or whatever. We'll figure out if I'm seeing you to drop this stuff off or if I'm just mailing it or where I'm mailing it or what have you. We'll figure that stuff out.
Under what mailboxes he
putting it under? Yeah,
Mission
exactly.
Impossible style.
Yeah. What person with the person's gonna
under the bench?
what person with the person's gonna hand off an attaché case? Because it's always an attaché case. You know, it's always
handcuffed to his wrist.
Right? Like this is for Seaweeds. And the other guy nods stoically and moves on. But yeah.
Don't look back.
Yeah. Congratulations there, Mr. Seaweeds, sir. Kenny
Coolest name in the biz.
And it's a very, very... As a person with a cool name myself, I like to think Gary Lime's a cool name. Kenny Millien, also a very cool name. Yeah, Stevie Seaweeds, that's a winner. That's a banger.
That is.
That's very much a banger. But, all right, well, we're sweating enough. We should probably go and find some air conditioning. But we want to thank Mr. Kenny Millien here for taking part in the Wordman Friend of Friend game show.
I got you.
Stevie Seaweeds says thank you.
You're welcome, Stevie Seaweeds.
And... yeah, signing out. It's the Wordman Friend and Friend game show. Peace.